Hey everybody. So in this video today, I'm going to be explaining the Sora app. I'm going to be telling you what it is, how to sign in, and how to use it. So let's get started. So to start out, I'm going to present my screen to you and show you what it's all about. Okay, so Sora is a student reading app. It's from Overdrive Education, and you may have already heard of Overdrive before, or it's simpler to use quote unquote cousin Libby because it's the widely used platform for borrowing ebooks and audiobooks from the public library. So North Reading High School is a member of the Commonwealth eBook collection, and Sora is the way that students access those titles, ebooks and audiobooks. Okay, so here's a slide that shows us what Sora is. Basically, I'm not going to read everything on this slide, but what I want you to know is that it's an easy to use interface for both students and for you as teachers. You can start reading once you borrowed something with a simple tap on your screen or a mouse click. It's got a lot of different features, including notes and highlights, achievements that students earn by doing various things, reading an ebook, listening to an audiobook. It provides students with reading stats so that they know how many books they've read, how much time they've spent reading. And if they have a library card from Flint Memorial Library, it also gives them the ability to search the local public library for additional titles. Okay, so to get started, we're going to sign in using Clever. And again, a reminder that this is for high school students and teachers. So when you log in with Google and you get to the Clever page, somewhere on the page, you will see all of the apps available for North Reading Public Schools. And one of those that you'll see is Sora. And it's a little figure who looks like he's soaring through space. So when you click on that, you're going to get a screen that looks like this. It may say my school is an MLS Commonwealth ebook collection, or it might look like this the first time that you log in, where it asks you, is this your school? So obviously we're looking for North Reading High School. We're going to say, this is my school. And then the next step is you're going to sign into the school. So by doing this, it provides you and your students access to the ebooks and audiobooks without having to have a library card number or a username and password. So the interface makes it really easy for kids. I mean, they use their Chromebooks on a daily basis. So once we're going to say sign in to North Reading High School, and once it loads, we'll be in the Sora app. So it brings you directly to the Explore page, but I just want to show you on the bottom, you'll see there's Home, Explore, Shelf, and Me. So if we had some reading titles there, that could be listed under the assignments. Any books, ebooks or audiobooks that you or your students have borrowed will show up. Recently defined words. So if a student is reading a title and they don't know a word, there's an option to be able to define a word. And recent notes and highlights. And we'll talk about that feature a little bit in a few minutes. Okay, so let's go back to that Explore page. So one thing to know about Sora and the Commonwealth eBook collection is that it operates in the same way that the public library would. So if you had 4 print titles of a very popular book and all of those titles were checked out and you went to the library, you would have to put that title on hold. So the same thing is true from within the Sora app. So you may see that some popular titles that there's only one license for, and it may be out and you would be putting it on hold. However, there are areas in the collection that have books that are available for your users, all the time. and an unlimited number of users. So Sora Sweet Reads is a program that runs from April 15th to July 31st. And all of the books that are available in that collection are for an unlimited number of users. If we continue to scroll down, you'll see right now through the month of April, students and teachers have access to the entire collection of Harry Potter books in ebook and audiobook format. So if you want to do a blast from the past, that's something cool that you can do. You can explore by popular subjects. You can look at, as I mentioned, titles that are always available. And then you'll see thematic things. So, for example, April is National Poetry Month. So there's a collection of titles, that's available in that collection. Yesterday was Earth Day. There's a collection called Protect Our Planet. Similarly, there's a collection, Cook, Craft, Code, and Create. So all of these different sections are a way that you can search in Sora. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you how quick and easy it is to borrow a title. So I'm going to look at this Science You Can Eat. You'll notice that you can read a sample. You could add it to a list. So maybe you have a list called Want to Read, or a collection that you want to create so that you can recommend books to your students. But it's as simple as clicking on Borrow. And now you have access to the book. I had actually borrowed this earlier and returned it, so it's not bringing me directly to the first page in the book, but there we go. So there's the cover, and you can scroll through and see the whole book. The other thing that you can do in the right-hand corner, you could search for information within that book by clicking on the search. You can go to the specific chapters. You can create and then find bookmarks that you've created. There's a tips and secrets feature where it shows you, little things that might help you navigate through the ebook. So that's basically how simple it is to use the Sora app. Other things you might want to know about, you can customize your little avatar icon. I mentioned that students who have a public library card can add their public library. This is the place where you would do that. You can put things on holds. You can change what language things are in. There's a help feature. So there's a lot of stuff here. I'm going to go back to my slideshow so that we can keep going with this. So I showed you the interface, for the e-reader, but the audiobook reader looks similar. And what's nice about it is that you can add bookmarks so that you can go back later. You can also manage your loan. So if you want to be able to return something early, you can. You also can have the ability to renew things. The nice thing about bookmarks, highlights, and notes is if a student borrows a book, say for summer reading, clearly they're not going to have that title available to them for the entire summer. But any notes that they take or any highlights will carry over after the book has been returned. So it's kind of nice to know that, even though they won't have access to the book, any notes that they took and any sections that they highlighted would still be available to them later. It talks about customizing. I mentioned adding a public library. You can also sync so that when you are reading on a Chromebook, if you decide that you want to be able to go to your phone and continue to read, that you'll be able to just pick up quickly where you left off. Okay, so I've already done the demonstration piece. So recap, use Clever to log into Sora. Once you're in there, begin borrowing titles, put things on hold, explore around. There's a website that you can go to, help.soraapp.com, with questions. And you also have access to me to be able to ask any questions that you may have. So basically, in a nutshell, that's Sora for you. Feel free, if you have any additional questions, you can access me via email. You can try me via Google Chat, Google Hangouts, Google Voice, whatever works for you. And I hope this was helpful for you. Thanks.